Welcome to the Virtual Ball Boys podcast. My name is Chris, and I am joined once again by my good friends, Gabe, Walsh, and Matt.
Okay, so Chris, I have with me my my very prized possession, the Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition Dungeon Master's Guide that was printed with the cover upside down.
Oh.
Bound with the cover upside down. So we're gonna make like one element of a D&D campaign today with the three of us here. So Chris, I need you to give me a page number between 1 and like 300-ish.
Alright, 197.
Alright, so I'll go to page 197 and hopefully there's a table on this page. Otherwise I'll go to the nearest one.
Yeah.
Okay, there's not, but there's a table on 199. Alright. Actually, so Gabe now, are we going to figure out this is a treasure that's going to be in a dungeon. Do you want a scroll of protection, which works against a specific type of creature, or do you want a spell scroll that can cast spells, I think?
I tend to be a defensive person, so scroll of protection.
Okay, scroll of protection. All right. So, Walsh, do you happen to have any dice near you?
I do actually.
Okay, can you roll a D100? So roll two D10, and the first one is the first number, and the second one is the second
What
number.
are the least used die?
Oh, oops, that's the one that I do not have. So I'm gonna.
Do you have a D10?
No. So I am.
Okay.
I hopped over to our Monster of the Week server to
There you
roll
go.
a D100, and I rolled a 19.
A 19. Okay, so this scroll of protection that was selected by the group is going to protect us against beasts.
Why? Why?
Well, listen. Protection has many meanings.
Listen,
Welcome
I
to the
want none
Virtual
of
Ball
it.
Boys podcast.
Well, and it's fitting because most of these football teams are absolute beasts. And now, without further adu, and with no furry connotations, let's get to the virtual balls.
I'm just kind of like letting this all happen.
I need to remind you that all my picks are based off of furry context.
I know.
That's true.
Welcome back, everyone. So yes, we are back. The squad is here. We last time you heard from us, we had been picking ranking the first 16 NFL team logos. Well, now we're doing the other 16. All right. So if you felt left out last time, well, now you're included. If you were included last time, well, then fuck off. We don't want you. All right. We've already talked about you.
We love you.
So we have been going in alphabetical order. We left off at the Kansas City Chiefs, which of course was the R rank. We defined that last time. So now, let me rehash what we've actually have thus far. So far it is an S rank logo and team was the Ravens. The A rank were the Panthers and Jaguars. B rank was Cardinals, Broncos, Lions. C rank was Falcons, Texans. D rank was Bills, Bears, Bengals, Cowboys, Colts. F rank, Browns, Packers. R rank, Chiefs. Now, it's been, a few weeks. Does anyone feel like anything should be changed amongst that ranking? Or we still feel pretty solidified about what's there right now?
I think it's good. I learned on Jeopardy yesterday that you should always go with your first response.
Feels good.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So let's start off with the Las Vegas Raiders. All right. We'll go in the same order that we did last time. So I will begin my analysis here. It's a shield. It's a shield with a man's face excuse me, with a fit man's face on it. An eye patch with swords in the background. It's detailed. I'll give it that in terms of like the man's face. and the Raiders like name on top of that. You know, it is an iconic logo for sure. I just could not care less about like their uniforms, and their overall aesthetic is just like bland to me. I'm someone who prefers colors, and so black and silver doesn't do much for me. But I am curious what you guys think. What do you think about the Raiders logo?
I think it's cool. It's got some decent elements to it. Nothing that's super stand out, but nothing that like, yeah, that's basically it. Nothing super stand out. It's not necessarily trash, but it's just it's a lot.
For me, I really dig the black and silver aesthetic. I just like black and silver as a color combination. But if it were a wolf with an eye patch, I'd love it even more.
It doesn't quite hit the furry ranking, for sure.
I'm only referring to the
who
one
is
and
this
only.
man in the logo?
He is the Raider.
He is the Raider, yes.
What does he raid, and why? And I looked at the
pirate
mascot.
stuff.
It's just a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a guy with a big head.
Yeah, I don't know if I completely have ever understood what a raider is outside of like it raids things. Like I'm guessing like with the eye patch it is pirate stuff, but like I don't know. It's always been kind of like vague to me, the whole mascot.
Oh, I just looked up the mascot. This dude doesn't have a body.
Yes,
Oh.
he's like Mike Wazowski fucking head
Yeah.
with legs and arms.
He's like Garrett Bobby Ferguson from Regular Show.
Oh my god. Yeah. That's a weird
I
one.
don't know what to do with it. It feels like
The
they
Raider Rusher.
It feels like they didn't want to commit to the pirate aesthetic because there's the Buccaneers?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
So they were like, okay, what if it was just a guy with an eye patch? But then our mascot doesn't have an eye patch.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's a very good point. Very good point. I'll put this as C rank.
I was also thinking C.
I'll put it at B, just to be generous.
Okay.
I'm gonna. I mean, I this isn't based on any of the way that I have judged others in the past, but I'm gonna put it at D rank. He just looks like he's gonna show up in my Johnny Quest cartoon and say a racial slur.
I'm not familiar with Johnny Quest.
Just old ass cartoon, like kind of just old era when all of the cartoons had the same kind of, muscular men look.
Right.
I remember seeing some commercials of it on Boomerang when I was a kid.
Those commercials probably had the same amount of content as the actual show, so it's fine.
That was a good start. So Raiders balances out to a C. So we're doing kind of like averages when we do these letter grades as well. All right, Matt, you're next. Chargers.
All right, the Los Angeles Chargers, one of two Los Angeles teams that can't decide on which shade of blue and which shade of yellow they want to use for their look. It's a curved lightning bolt. Looks pretty good on the helmet, I would say. But it's it's very simple. Charger is one of those things that's like, well, what is a charger? What do you mean by charging? And they have like another thing on their feet where it's like, oh, it's a guy on a horse charging people, but then the lightning bolt is like charging like electricity. So it's a little unclear.
The mascot is a lightning bolt as well.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, it's I like it. I think it's simple but effective.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion.
I really hate the color yellow it uses. It looks like it's piss baby yellow.
Oh, the mascot is terrifying.
The mascot's absolutely terrifying.
It's fucking Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, you should, if you have it up, you should absolutely post it just for these guys.
Oh my god, it is somehow worse than the Raiders one, which was just a man with legs and arms. This one is absolutely terrifying. It is like The Mask meets mac and cheese. I don't. It is like, yeah, it is horrifying, folks.
It kind of the way it's oriented. It reminds me of like Dr. Wily's hair, just
Yes.
the way it's like spiked out on the side of his head.
Yeah.
Yep. I totally see that. Yeah. I am with Gabe on the yellow. I think it definitely could be an improved color. I do overall like the like the aesthetic of the Chargers. I think they have like a very cool uniforms matchup, and like I just like the light blue a lot. Like, yeah, they have some, like, to me they have some of the coolest uniforms in the league.
Yeah.
Now I do wish the logo itself looked more lightning-esque, because to me it just kind of looks like a pointy worm. Like, it does, like, I would like to see like it more be like your typical lightning shaped thing, just a little bit, because it definitely does look better on the helmet. I do agree with you on there, Matt, but by itself it's just kind of like like I wish it was more like straight up lightning bolt.
By itself, it looks like either a messed up hairdo or a messed up eyebrow, and I can't place it.
Yeah, eyebrow. I think eyebrow. I would lean towards eyebrow there. Yeah,
I can see that.
But I would, overall, this might be generous, but I give it like a B.
I was also going to say B. I know this is the second time in a row I've copied you like that, but I was also going to say B.
Yeah.
And then along came Zeus, he hurled his lightning bolt. I mean, it is, you know what, I kind of don't like it, but it is eliciting a reaction from me. So I'm gonna, and it is a fight or flight reaction, so I'm gonna put it in B.
Cool. Gabe, what about you?
I'm gonna give it an F.
Oh, God.
So I think that would even though three of us said B, I think that would average out to C.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree with that. There you go. All right, so there you go. C for Chargers. All right, next up.
All right.
Walsh, the Los Angeles Rams.
It looks like I'm about to be told what the weather is going to be in LA today.
Brilliant.
I get that the curvature is like the ram horn, but their curve goes downward. I understand that a ram horn might, curve downwards, but I feel like it should curve up in a more aggressive way. Instead, it comes across with this, like, white, blue, and yellow that makes it feel like I'm going to be told that it is, sunny weather today and that I can pack my picnic basket for the weekend.
So the Rams recently went through like a logo and aesthetic redesign. This is only like a year old. I hate this logo. Pretty much solely because the vertical part of the L and the vertical part of the A are not parallel lines.
Fuck, I hate that.
And also their away uniforms, they have a white. I'm gonna post their uniforms. The specific shade of white can only be described as bone white, because there's no other shade of white other than bone that makes sense. And then that fucking tag on their shirt that is a different shade of white. I don't like this. I don't like the Rams aesthetic anymore. Used to be cool. Used to have like a whether it was navy or royal blue. It used to look good. Now it doesn't.
I would say I'm maybe a little bit higher on this than you guys. I don't mind it. I think that I think I definitely prefer the old logo where it was just like kind of a ram's head, but I think it's like an interesting idea that they had in place. Was it executed well? Yeah, it's up for debate. But I don't mind the logo. I think again it's the blue yellow aesthetic that is solid. Now I will say the ram head logo that they don't use as their primary logo, and again we will use the rules that we apply for the Bears as well. Sorry, Walsh just posted a picture of a literal croissant taking up the horn of the Rams logo. But there's a secondary logo that it is a Rams head, and I think I like that a lot more than the LA Ram logo that they primarily use. Now, this is another one of those teams that the logo is not like what's on the helmet. Their helmet is an actual horn. I do like the helmets still.
I like that. I like that part.
Yeah, the helmets are still good, but if you look at the uniforms and you look at the numbers specifically, the numbers look so bizarre, as if someone took like the paint and like painted on the numbers, and they like look like shiny and like
a gel pen almost.
Yeah, like it looks very strange, and so that part is definitely like no. So yeah, I'm a little iffy about it. Gabe, what about you?
I really like this logo.
The LA one?
Yeah. Because I feel like to me it's like minimalism done right, because you can still, like, I know it's like a little vague, but if you like look hard enough, you can still clearly see the ram head. But like especially with like the A being like the snout and the eye, and I really like this specific yellow and blue combination. And I just like it a lot.
Cool.
Nice. All right. So,
yeah.
I
3 people shitting all over it, and then 1 person.
Well, I'm in between about it. Like I kind of.
No, I know.
I probably might lean towards more Gabe here, but
yeah.
I'll put this at B, and I'll see where everyone else falls.
I'm gonna go D.
I'm gonna go. I don't think I processed the brain power to see this like ram in the logo. I think I'm gonna go D. You know what? Actually, no. I'm gonna go C.
I'm gonna go S.
Whoa.
Oh.
Okay, so we hit 4 different letter grades. How we're gonna figure this out?
So it's S, B, C, and D. Makes it like probably B.
I would say B too. Does that sound good to
Yeah.
everyone else?
If it was A, B, C, D, I would say it would be in C, but I think that B kind of rounds it out.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Math wise, that kind of, I guess that would work out. All right.
Yep.
So that is a B tier logo. Next up, Gabe, your reaction to the Miami Dolphins logo.
It's a really cute logo, but in real life, dolphins are assholes. So F.
All right, this is a
just based on the fact that dolphins are assholes.
Dolphins are assholes.
You get an F.
Maybe we should put them in tanks. No. Don't take that out of context.
Yeah.
I like the color scheme is the thing that initially draws me. Teal and orange is not a common color scheme like anywhere, and it's a very Miami aesthetic. I would say white is a pretty common color just for the Dolphins overall as well.
Mm.
It can be a little bit like it's such a 70s aesthetic to me. Like it does have like if it in certain contexts it is like a very old type of aesthetic from what I see, but I see what they're going for. Yeah.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of the Dolphins logo and aesthetic and look. I really like it. It's definitely not like an S tier for me, but like it has just those it's such a strange team mascot, even though it is iconic just because Miami Dolphins is just so iconic. But it is such a unique team, and it stands out amongst like the crowd. I do like the uniforms overall for Miami, and I think that I just really like the colors that they use. It's my science, like that light blue and that orange is my favorite color combination. So this is all very biased for me. But yeah,
we've got a VBBFL team that's this color combination. Pretty much.
I would say like if I did not have designated to me the New York Giants, I think the Miami Dolphins may be my favorite team. If it weren't for the fact that New York Giants exists. I live near there. So yeah. Walsh, what about you?
All right.
That's a cool dolphin.
Yeah.
And I think despite, you know what it is? I think it's a lot of the time these logos and teams, especially if they take on a fursona, that a lot of the time they are more aggressive animals. And while, we can all agree that dolphins can be dicks and aggressive, it doesn't immediately have the same masculine kind of feel behind it as lions and hawks and falcons and jaguars. And it's like, oh, it's just a dolphin. And I think the change of pace of a lot of the other animals we've seen, and the fact that it has such a color scheme that makes it stand out a lot more, where I looked at the uniforms and it really is like a fun combination to have that teal and that kind of orange color. It makes me feel like I'm at an arcade or something, or like an amusement park. I actually really like this logo.
All right, so Gabe's already said F. I'm gonna say A. Personally,
I was gonna say A.
I'm gonna go S.
Ooh.
Okay. How does this average out?
Yeah, no, we got some unique averages today. I feel. I want to say B.
I think it would be B, just with how strong it is at the top.
Yeah. I'll do that. That's fair. All right.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if there's really. We'll debate that, but I think that's a solid placement for it. All right. Next up, the Minnesota Vikings. It's a Viking. That's basically my analysis. It's a Viking. I mean, I think it's definitely like detailed. Again, kind of like with the Raiders logo, where it feels like there's a lot going on in it, like the handlebar mustache and the long hair, some of which is tied up, and I like the horns have a very unique shape to it. They definitely include like the yellow and purple because that's their team aesthetic. It's a Viking, and it's nothing amazing, but it definitely represents what they're trying to go for. So there you go.
So I know that Vikings wear helmets. This is a me thing. I know that Vikings wear helmets. Just now, staring at a logo, did I process that the yellow part of the helmet was indeed helmet and not more hair. I don't know what my brain was doing to think that the helmet was just the purple part and the horns.
You know what? Just glancing at it, it is like, oh, he's wearing a bandana with horns.
Yeah, for sure, sure.
I guess a headband would be the better thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I mean that might take it down for me, but then I just now realized, oh, that's helmet and not hair.
Mm-hmm.
Weird pointy hair. I don't even know.
He's got helmet hair.
Helmet hair. Yep. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Loving the braids.
Braids are cool.
Loving the horns. Very, I feel like as a silhouette really stands out. And I love the colors of purple and yellow.
Gabe.
I'm really into this logo. I love the combination of purple and yellow. Very powerful and like almost regal presence. However, whenever I see this logo, it just makes me think of this one teacher I had in middle school who committed adultery.
Oh, that's right. You are correct.
That was so not expected. That was so off, like so away from what anything I was expected to come out of Gabe's mouth. I don't even know if I want to know the story. I feel like I just want to leave it there.
We'll tell you later. We'll tell you later.
Yeah, fair.
It was just the Viking. Oh no.
I would personally, I would give this like, I feel a C, but like at the same time, I'm like, they did put the effort in. I don't want to be too harsh on it. I would say it's a B for me.
I think if it had more purple, it would be higher for me.
I agree. I feel like they should make the entire helmet purple.
Yeah.
Because...
You know what? I'm gonna let me make that in paint real fast.
Okay. Well, you give your letter grade.
I don't know if the helmet being purple would help. I kind of like the contrast of the purple being surrounded by a majority of yellow.
Fair.
I'm gonna go with an A.
Fair. And Gabe, what's your letter grade?
I'll give it an A.
A? Okay.
You know what? I actually let me zoom out a bit or not. Okay, I'm just gonna screenshot what I've got in.
Mm-hmm.
Screenshot what I've got in paint.
Sure.
It's a little big, but
if
okay. This were the logo, I actually do think it would be a little higher. I like the heavy purple on top, little with yellow on the bottom with the hair.
Yeah. I mean I would get rid of like the line that's there. I'd maybe keep it more solid. But at the same time, I don't know. I'm okay with that. I think I would be down for either. I think it'd still land at a B for me.
Yeah, I'll go B as well.
Okay, so we go lower rank then on that front. Man, we got a lot of B's. That's out of the gate. A lot of B's. But we move forward to Matt. It's the Patriots.
All right, we got the New England Patriots. It is a guy with probably a hat. It's definitely supposed to be a hat. Could be a giant forehead though. Scientists don't know what a Patriot is yet. With a star on it, got some red lines flowing back. The shape of this logo is very iconic, partially due to the success the Patriots have had. Definitely better than their old school, like he's just a football player logo. I think it's good for separating the heavy Americana aesthetic from it, or the connotations behind it, and just looking at it for like what it's trying to do. I think it's pretty solid. What do you guys think?
Whenever I look at this logo, it just reminds me of Phoenix Wright as hair.
Yeah, it definitely does. Yeah,
just the slicked back anime hair look. But I think it's cool. It's I love the oblong shape of it.
Yeah.
He looks like he's gonna headbutt me, and it's gonna hurt.
It's intimidating.
Yeah, that's the football.
He's a blue man.
I think it's a good logo. I mean, it definitely the older logo is so like people like want that back so badly, and I think that's an okay logo too. I don't think there's been really like a lot of amazing Patriot logos, or at least the two that they've had over their history. But I look at this and I'm like, it's solid. It's to the point. It's a dude that's a Patriot. You know.
Yeah.
I don't think it's amazing. I think it's just perfectly fine. And it does the job.
Yeah.
I will rank it as a C. I think it's good. It's fine.
C's good for me.
I think just the idea of a person wearing such a wacky headpiece, I gotta put, and that image in my head, I'm gonna put it at an A.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna give it a B.
B. All right. I think that literally averages out again to a B.
Yeah, a lot of B's here.
a lot of B's. All right. So there we go. Next up, Wall, she got the New Orleans Saints.
Is this is this like an actual symbol taken like biblically?
Yes.
It's a fleur-de-lis.
There you go. I was trying to find the fucking name for it, but yes.
You could thank Survivor for me knowing it.
Cool.
Okay. Because I think I am just uneducated, because to me, like, I am not familiar with this symbol.
Mm-hmm.
The fleur-de-lis has been used in the heraldry of numerous European nations, but is particularly associated with France, notably during its monarchical period.
Okay.
So it's a very French symbol.
Okay.
For royalty.
Okay. All right. I see you, New Orleans. I don't know. I think knowing the history behind it, I like it more. You know? I mean, on its own, it is kind of forgettable.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when knowing the history behind it, it becomes a lot more interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I look at it, as someone who does prefer colors, I've actually always enjoyed the Saints aesthetic, and I don't know why. I think it's just such a strange combination of their, like, that, I don't know what the brown would be referred to as. I know it's a specific color. It's like a tan brown, but they gave it a name and I forget it. But
like a beige.
Yeah, something along those lines. And then the black, like, there's something about it that's just like, that's a very interesting look. Like, it's not just like white and blue or silver and black. Sorry, I'd be like targeting Cowboys and Raiders people, but like, it's just like, I think those are colors I've seen before. That's fine. Like, this is a very interesting look for not being very like flashy in nature. Yeah. And especially for New Orleans, which is a very flashy city. So I've always enjoyed the aesthetic of the team, but I do agree if we're just going off of the logo, like, it's a fleur-de-lis. That's it. It's just nothing much to it, you know. Beyond that aesthetic, and especially when you go to the mascot, I'm pretty sure the mascot. There's two mascots for this team. It was a dog and a regular football man,
Mr. Saint.
And both are very generic in nature. So
yeah. I really like this color combination too. Just really, really strong. I think the black and this tan look amazing together, especially the all black uniforms with the tan numbers. Really like those. And the logo simple, but I think that in the context of New Orleans is a very French area. Being able to connect to it in that way, and very, very culturally significant to the area that it's from, even though it itself isn't necessarily super designed, it's still like the significance of it and the recognizability of it, I think are really high points. So I'm between S and an A on this, due to cultural and color combination.
Wait, I have breaking news that might change everybody's position on this.
Sure.
So, as we know, there are two mascots. One is a man, and one is a dog.
Yes.
And, you know, the dog's a dog, And the man, he has a very comically large chin. That's probably his most defining feature.
Yeah.
The name of the man is Sir Saint.
Yes.
But the name of the dog is Gumbo.
Yes,
yes.
we did hit this during our mascot playoffs things, but yes, the Gumbo. I forgot. I thank you for reminding me though, because that does raise it to another level to me.
Yes.
Gabe, what about you? What's your thoughts?
I love Gumbo.
I knew it would help.
Perfect.
All right, I'm at an S then.
Oh, I'm gonna go A. I'll go A. I'll be a little bit more humble about it.
I love the history behind it, but I think just looking at it, you don't immediately understand all that, and it's just like, oh, it's a thing.
Sure.
I mean, the colors are cool. Ooh, I don't know, Gabe. What do you think?
Let's spell the word S.
Okay, so
Wait.
we have an A, an S, and an S so far. Gabe's given it an S.
I'm gonna go A.
All right,
All
A it is.
So it's an A rank. All right.
Will anyone join the Baltimore?
Yeah, Ravens are looking strong at the moment.
Yeah.
All right, Gabe. Just slaughter my New York Giants.
See, I won't be too harsh on it because my dad is a very big connection to this team.
Okay.
So I'm gonna slaughter it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Perfect.
It's very bland.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'll say.
Yep. I'll let everyone else go first.
Oh
Walsh, you wanna
God! What the fuck? Oh, never mind. Jesus Christ! I looked up the Giants mascot, and I accidentally looked up the San Francisco Giants, and one of the mascot is a guy named the Crazy Crab.
Wait,
And
what?
Please show us the crazy crab.
And it is honestly horrifying. It looks
enemy crab.
No, it looks like if from a more of a distance.
Oh my
it looks
God!
like if you were like, yeah, we're the San Francisco inner organs, and
This
it's kind of horrifying.
This is the worst thing that I've ever seen.
Oh my God! Fucking San
Oh, it's a
Francisco.
horseshoe crab.
I kind of love it. Like, I kind of enjoy the fact that they went this far, but it's so terrifying.
It looks
Oh,
like
then they also got a seal.
The seal's great.
Yeah, they have a loose
The seal is awesome. Look at this guy, Lou Seal.
Yeah, which is cute because I feel like the Crazy Crab must have put some people off. It looks like something out of Mr. Meaty.
All right.
Sorry,
No,
I
it's
didn't mean to
okay.
take us
I just
off track like that.
So
that was great. That was good.
for the New York Giants logo, I think that the font play is kind of cool because if you like turn it upside down, they kind of had the same shape kind of going to it, the N and the Y. But other than that, it's like it's a couple letters. There's also no secondary color in it, so it's like, oh, the team's blue. What's their other color? Nobody knows.
Why?
Well, it is white on the helmet. If it's like on the uniform.
Nobody knows.
So, how come when I look up the New York Giants mascot, Wikipedia says none?
There is none. There is no New York Giants logo mascot.
Wow.
It should be King Julian.
It should be King
It
Julian.
should be.
I would
King
be.
Julian?
And you know what? New York, honestly, would be the New York Giants would be that team that would absolutely sign up Beliemer, but they're not gonna do it because they're also fucking basic ass bitches. I have stood by this for many years. I think the New York Giants are so generic, and their colors are generic. Everything about them is generic. They are like, what is football team in a Google search, and they come up like they're just as generic ass team as possible. I like the color. I like the blue that they use, but then they mix it with the red and it immediately becomes patriotic, and I just immediately vomit in my mouth. I just, and like you guys said, like the logo. The upside down thing is kind of cool, but it doesn't push it over the edge for me. I put this at like a D tier.
See, like with me, the upside down thing just makes me. It looks like an H and a U.
The Hugh York Giants.
Chris. New York.
Yes.
What tier did we put the Bears in?
D tier.
D.
Yeah, I'm gonna put them in D tier because at least they sent in something. You know what? Actually, no, this is going in F tier.
I was gonna put it in F too.
Me too.
Okay, F tier it is. All right.
Because it's like, at least the Chicago Bears, they were like, what do we do? Add a little thwoop at the left.
Yeah, that bumped it up. That bumped it up. There you go.
A little thwoop.
All right. Next up is the New York Jets. I make a fucking plane logo. Make it a plane. Otherwise,
JJ the jet plane, please.
Make it a plane. Don't have it be PLANE, not PLAIN. All right. My God, it is just.
Ooh, that was clever. Very
clever.
It's so generic. It's just like New York Jets. Woo! Like
it's the name of the team.
New York is just so goddamn generic across the board. There's not one interesting team in the state of New York. Straight up, I'm just being honest here. There's no.
What about the Buffalo Bills?
Okay, Buffalo at least tried. Like I'll give it that. Like I guess I meant like the New York City area. Like there's not a single interesting New York logo. I will die on this hill. There is not a single one. Maybe the Islanders. Maybe I'd give credit to the Islanders on that front because they have like a little Long Island in there, and the Y turns into like a hockey stick. Like that's interesting.
I think that's cool.
That's interesting. Yeah. But like outside of that, it's fucking everything sucks in New York when it comes to logos and like aesthetics. So like, I think it's better than the New York Giants logo, but it's not by much.
They just wrote the name of the team.
and then put the green football in there.
There's a football there. You know what sport they play. Oh, but the logo's already shaped like a football.
Right, that's what I was going to say. It is shaped like a football.
Oh, thank God. You know, I wasn't 100% sure that they were a football team. You know,
they doubled down.
The football there, but I wasn't 100% sure. But
so the logo is shaped like a football. And there's a football on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's green.
But are you sure that they play football?
Not entirely. I'm going to say F.
I mean, maybe if their logo was a football helmet, I'd think they played football.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go. You know what? This is a little better than the New York Giants, so I'm gonna put it in D.
I'm with you on D. What about you, Gabe?
S. Next logo.
Not even giving a letter grade on it.
No, Gabe, we need.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
Oh, we didn't hear it.
I said S.
I didn't hear it at all either.
You said S?
Yes.
All right. Fuck. How do we do this then? So it's S, 2 D's, and F.
I would say C at the highest.
It's definitely not higher than C. Hold on. Okay, so we're going to do, like, if F is 1 and D is... F is 1, S is 6. So we're going to do 6 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 divided by 4 gives us a 2.75, which does round up to C.
Goddamn, Gabe is here for the chaos. He's just...
Who would we be?
We live in a world where the Jets logo is better than the Bills logo.
Yeah.
I don't want to
I'm
live in that
just
world.
tired.
I don't.
It's okay.
I don't
It's
like. I don't like this.
I want to go home.
We're moving on. We got to move on now.
Next up, Philadelphia Eagles. Gabe, looking at this logo, can you tell what the Eagles' primary color is?
Gray?
No. Walsh, can you?
Well, I'm cheating a little bit because I'm also on the NFL website looking at them.
All right. So there's like a little bit of this isn't necessarily like taken away from the logo, but there's like a little bit of that green outline on the edge of the logo. And that sounded like a little bit snarky. I kind of like it. It's a very subtle touch, and I think that in context and like with the I guess the helmets are the wings and not the not the logo itself, but it's a decent logo, but it is aesthetic wise, color wise, still a relatively simple thing going on overall. Those are my initial thoughts.
It's an eagle.
It's an eagle head.
That for me is just like it's an eagle. I see. I get what you're saying, Matt.
Yeah.
There's an old school Eagles logo that like I think I enjoyed a little bit more. If I could find it, let me see. Meanwhile, other people speak, if you'd like.
Yeah, I guess it is a little bit more of a subtle kind of logo. I do like the slight hint of green. I think they could have utilized it a little bit more. Like maybe like part of the eagle's eye is green or something like that. But I also feel like in terms of bird logos, it is one of the stronger ones from the NFL. You definitely really feel that you really feel like an energy and emotion with this logo that some logos actually are really trying to capture, and even some fail at. But you can it kind of leads your eye through the logo, and it feels like a strong one.
I'll let Gabe go.
Eagle avians are hot. Yeah.
All
right.
I mean, I see what you mean. And actually, I should point out something about this logo. Notice how at the second half, like the right half of it, it has like the three kind of like prongs at the side to kind of look like an E for Eagles.
I see that.
Oh shit.
So
cool.
That adds a little bit to it.
That does.
So I was initially going to write this off, but I forgot that fact about it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bump it up. I'm okay with this logo overall. I'll go B, but I could be convinced into an A.
I was gonna say A. Like I think that the E is really cool. It's very solid. I think that the specific shade of green that they use isn't really like any other green. Like it's similar to the Jets green, but not exactly like it. And I think it's a nice shade, nice unique shade. So I dig it.
It's like a nice ocean green.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this bird boy in A tier.
Okay. And Gabe, I think if you said the letter grade, it might have cut out again. Just what was the letter grade?
I haven't said anything yet.
Okay, cool.
I'll give it an A.
Okay.
A it is.
It is. There you go.
All right.
Good job, Eagles. I was gonna write this team off and be like, it's a B, but I remembered their E on the edge of their logo. I was just like, you got me, you sucked me in. All right, Walsh, the Steelers.
I thought this was a car logo. If you sat me down as a child and asked me like, what is this a logo to? My best guess would have been it's for a car.
What is it, Nissan?
It kind of maybe, yeah.
What are they?
So, all right. So, you guys want me to add some context to this a little, because I probably have a website up here.
Sure.
The Steelers logo is based on the steel mark logo belonging to the American Iron and Steel Institute, the AISI. Created by the United States Steel Corporation, the logo contains 3 hypocoeloids, or diamond shapes. The 3, I'm going to just say diamonds, means steel lightens your work, brightens your leisure, and widens your world. They also represent the 3 materials used to produce steel: yellow for coal, orange for... That's not orange. Are you fucking kidding me? That's never been orange.
The original one was.
Okay. All right. So then orange or red for iron ore and blue for steel scrap. So there you go. There's your context.
Wait, if it takes 3 things to make steel, but it takes steel scrap to make steel, where did they get the first steel scrap?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we don't ask questions you're not prepared to know the answer to. I just
wait, hold on. I have a
Go
question.
ahead.
So
Yeah.
what is the part that just says Steelers mean?
That's the name of the team.
Oh, okay. You know, the nice Arial font.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the steel mark actually, you know what? I'm thinking about it. It actually is pretty creative because then you go over here. This is the actual steel mark. It looks exactly like the steel. This is where they pulled the Steelers logo from.
Yeah.
So they just add ERS and then made the orange more red. That's essentially what they did. Which, I mean, I guess you could say is lazy, but I don't know. The more I think about it, I was gonna beat shit on this, but now I'm like reading about the history. And I'm like, okay, I see what they're doing.
Yeah,
I can respect.
It's a cool connection to the area too. Pittsburgh, a very industrial town.
Mm-hmm.
It is the industry capital of the U.S. So it having that connection is pretty cool. It's also unique in the sense that it's the Steelers are the only team in the NFL to only have the logo on one side of their helmet.
Yes.
So this logo on a black helmet, black and yellow are the team's colors, which you can't necessarily tell from this logo.
Yes.
But
no. Yeah.
most people
they're
who watch the sport just know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I think that the connection is cool, very strong. It just doesn't particularly interest me as heavily as like the Saints logo does.
100%. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. So I would it prevents it from being super low, but I'm still gonna put it at C.
If this team was represented by a Pokemon, that Pokemon would be Girder.
Yes.
I fucking hate Girder F.
F tier.
Oh my god.
You know what? I will say now I feel like I'm like, I don't like how it looks. And then it's like, well, actually, Matthew, if you sit down and look at the history, this is where it
If you
comes
do your
from.
homework.
I didn't do my football. God, football fans are such nerds.
They really
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, I do like the black and yellow of the uniforms. That's pulling me up a little bit. But I really can't look at the fucking Steelers logo and be like, I don't know. It's like I don't know what I'm looking at. I
Right.
wish they, maybe if they adapted it in a different way. I don't know. It just doesn't sit
Yeah.
right with me. So I'm gonna put it in. You know what? All the history brings it up to a C tier for me.
I mean,
Alright, so
I think for I agree, and I think that what's problematic, not problematic necessarily, but like what's annoying about this logo is that like I feel like they're trying to reference something that as if we all know what the steel mark looks like. And it's just like the average human does not know what the steel mark looks like. I know the Steelers logo more than I know what the steel mark does. So like
right.
I appreciate their pull and I appreciate them referencing it and that's what it's based off of. I totally respect it. It's also like they could not have pulled from something less interesting in my opinion. So I'm kind of with you. I'll go B, but that's being very generous.
All right, I think that would average out to a low C then.
Yeah. I will mark it as such. Also, just one last thing before we move on. This used to be their alternative uniforms, which is I am showing the group the Bumblebee uniforms that they used to wear back in the late 2000 teens and even prior to that.
Yeah, with the stripes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
I liked it. Everyone hated it. NFL people are such curmudgeons that hate fun, and I hate it.
It really is like, to be honest, I couldn't look at like the New York Giants logo without thinking about like all the dumb Republicans in my state.
100%, absolutely, 100,000%, my dude. All right, next up. The San Francisco 49ers logo. Gabe, what you got?
That's definitely an S and F. It reminds me of the what is the place? The Boston Cafe, is that what it is?
Boston Market?
Boston Market, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. I didn't realize that sunk in.
I was just about to say that the logo looks like it should be on packaged meat.
Boar's head shit.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean that this is really that is a real defamation of this logo of the history of this team. But you know what? I'm all here for it. That's fine. That's fine by me.
What is the history again?
So the 49ers reference to the gold rush of 1849.
Yeah.
And the history of like the team is that in the late 80s and early 90s they were super dominant.
Yeah. So they have like a shit ton of fans. But that again, we like we did with the Cowboys, we're putting history aside and we're not giving a shit about that. We're just looking at it from a pure aesthetic point of view.
I think it would be interesting if they put that history in the logo a little, like we've seen some other logos do.
Well, their mascot is Stinky Pete from Toy Story 2.
Gross.
It's a prospector.
Amazing. It'd be even like cool. It's like 49. That's the year. Gold Rush. I love how they put that in the title. Is it in the logo?
No.
Nah.
It's just. It looks like Super Frank. I don't know what.
Super Frank.
It also feels like it's like off center. Does anybody else feel like that? Like
a little bit, I think, unbalanced? Just with how far the F goes to the right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree. Yeah, I mean, again, it goes to like, what if they put like a pickaxe there or something, or did something pickaxes, or they did.
This could be the Minecraft of the NFL.
Right, or you got like gold nuggets or something, like, like just mix in things that actually have to do with the gold rush. Outside that, this is just like a generic ass logo. It reminds me, this is a shot at a sport as a whole, but this reminds me so much of baseball logos. Like same thing goes for the Giants and like there's like the one letter T. Like there's so many baseball logos that are just straight up one letter or two letters, and that's it. And it's just like, man, y'all are so uncreative. You're just amazingly uncreative in terms of just wanting to have any interesting logos whatsoever. Yeah. Sorry, Sanford.
Damn, Matt, you said the mascot was Stinky Pete, but that's the sexiest prospector I've ever seen.
Bumps it up even. Now I'm gonna put this at D because at least they layered the circles a little bit.
The color scheme saves this for me. I really like the color scheme of the 49ers. And color combination is important to me.
Sure.
I had a teacher in high school who kept making jokes about about going to color camp. The girls went to color camp and guys didn't. I don't know why that's relevant.
That sounds misogynistic too.
A little bit.
Yeah, and boys go to Jupiter to get more stupider.
Right, and girls go to color camp. But I like the I like the colors enough to kind of make this rise to C for me.
Yeah.
See, the thing is though, looking at the logo, I'm like, oh, what are the colors? Matt, tell me what the colors are.
It would be the red and the tannish gold on the outside.
That's, to me, that's not gold. That's mustard.
Oh, okay.
This is a hot dog.
It's a hot dog team.
This is a hot dog. There's the red. That's the
fucking
ketchup.
Frankfurter team.
Fucking, Frankfurter, you're a hot dog.
It's Super Frankfurters.
Yeah, that's it. This is gonna go in D for me.
All right, so Gabe was an F, 2 Ds and a C.
Let's see. So this is a D.
That is a D. Man,
D's nuts.
What we're realizing is that a lot of these logos are very average.
Yep.
Are very average.
Very below average.
Very blah below average too. All right, next up is the Seattle Seahawks. Now, I've always enjoyed the aesthetic of the Seahawks. I think they have one of the more unique uniforms in the league. I think that's been that's a huge plus. I like that. I think they have some of the most unique colors as well in the league as well. I'm going to just go ahead and copy this and post it in the chat just to kind of give you guys the taste of the logos, especially the taste of the uniforms, I should say. With the logo kind of stretches to the back of the helmet and kind of like connects, so it's almost like two heads wrapped around the helmet, which I always thought was weird and interesting.
It's a little strange.
A little strange as well. But I've liked that part of it. But I do look at the logo, and I'm like, that's a bird. That's a Seahawk, and that's about it. That's my analysis. What about you guys?
I really like the colors as well. I think that the dark blue and the very bright green really play off each other well, and you can see that green in the eye. It is a very clean logo. There's not a ton going on to it. There's just enough detail to get across what you need, and it's not like a traditional bird head either. It's a lot more stylized.
Sure.
So, I'd put it in A.
Wow. Okay.
This is a squished bird who's got zoomies. He's going zoom, zoom.
I'll do B. Sorry for interrupting.
No, it's okay.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, you know what? It feels a little above average.
Sure.
Feels like they put a little more thought into it. You know, they were like, we could just do a bird, and then they were like, no, what if it had a kind of S shape? And they're like, no, but not too much of an S shape. I want more of like toothpaste kind of shape. Yeah? Okay. And then I don't know. I don't know if the green really meshes with the blue. Feels like it stands out, but I don't know if it's in a good way or not. I don't know. This is making me feel things. I'm gonna put it in B tier.
Gabe?
I don't like it as much as the Eagles logo.
That's
I don't either.
No, neither do I.
C.
So we got 2 B's and a C. Chris, what did you say?
I haven't said yet.
Okay.
I hear what you guys are saying. It is different, and it definitely is stylized.
Go with your heart.
I'll go B. I think I just like the aesthetic of the Seahawks too much to not put it at B.
Seattle
right.
Seahawks, more like Seattle Beehawks.
There you go. Next up, Buccaneers.
All right. Next up, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I have very mixed feelings about this logo. I remember like I've been looking at it a lot throughout this just because I'm like, we're gonna get to this one. I'm gonna tear it apart. But the more I look at it, like it's it's got the makings to be a really good logo, but I think it goes. I think it has one element too much that prevents it from being a super standout. Like the sword is cool. I think if it was just what was on the flag, it wouldn't be that great. So kind of adding the fact that, okay, it actually is a flag is a nice touch. The sword is there to kind of help show that, like, okay, it is a flag and not just like a weird shaped outline thing. I see Chris is about to show us the creamsicle uniforms.
Well, that was for later.
Okay, sorry. The football there's fine. I don't know, like I like this a lot, and I really like the aesthetic of the Buccaneers, especially their most recent update. The pewter and red design is just really solid. But the logo, like there's something about the logo that I feel like is just missing from it being something super high for me, and I don't quite know how else to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
Now this team, now I know they play football because there's a football in the logo.
Right.
It is so funny because I can look at this and I could be like, why are there 3 swords? Like there's the one sword holding the flag, but then there's the 2 swords holding it together. And you know what? I don't know if this was on purpose or not. I mean, it probably was. But you could see like the outline of the B in the leftmost of the flag, sort of. I don't know if that's anything.
I can kind of see that. I don't think that's intentional, but
who knows? But I'm like, haha, this logo's so funny. And then I'm like, on the inside, I'm like, I kind of like this one.
I really like this logo.
It feels like a logo that's not that isn't taking itself too seriously, if that makes sense.
Yep.
It's like, here's our Jolly Roger for our scary football team, for our scary pirate gang that plays football.
I love the swords, the swords aesthetics, like they're all like it's so played out in the uniform, but I do like it. I think the pirate flag-esque element of it is definitely stand out in this, obviously for Buccaneers, but like just that they don't hide away from that. In like the torn flag is just very reminiscent. Like I've played so much Sea of Thieves lately. It's just very like I've been in the pirates life thing. It's very it very much matches that. Yeah, I just really like it. So I'm gonna put it at A tier. I don't. It's just hard to match the S for me. I don't want to put it S. But it's close. It's very, very close to S. I could be swayed, but I don't know if anyone would dare put it at S either.
I'm going S tier.
Okay.
Because, I don't know. I just think it's funny.
Yeah, but
like,
Gabe...
not that I think it's funny to put it in S tier. I just think it's like... It's a logo that feels like a bunch of... Like, a logo designer was in a room and needed to get notes from everybody, but it was like a classroom full of children.
100%.
And they had to like take in all their design ideas.
I love it. Like it's very like it's just very silly. I love it for that. Gabe, what about you?
I really like it. It's I feel like it's too much, but like in a good way, if that makes sense.
Sure.
I just really like it. I'll give it an S.
Ooh, okay.
So it's down to me.
Yeah.
So I think that the overall aesthetic, I think the pirate aesthetic in general is just a really cool one overall.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, color combination is very important to me. They have a sick color combination. I'll put it in S.
Awesome. You know what? I'll just change my grade to S anyway, and we'll say it'll be 4 S's
right.
across the board. So there you go. Joins the Ravens. Now I will just say this: I wish the Buccaneers had its old logo, and uniform. At least for me, I am a big fan of the creamsicle look. And this is the old school look where it's I don't know if I like the logo as much as this one currently, but I love the uniform. I love the orange creamsicle, like with the like red vibe, and it's mainly orange and white in there.
Now, how do you feel about the alarm clock font for the numbers? That uniform
Sucked ass. That was a horrible.
Try to
uniform.
be the best of both worlds.
That was a horrible choice, and I'm glad they finally got rid of it. On that front. So there you go.
All right, hey Walsh, are you from Tennessee?
No.
Because you're the only Titan.
I've never seen this logo in my life.
Yeah, Titans are kind of very not it maybe the least recognizable team in the NFL among them. But yeah, go ahead. What's your thoughts on the Titans?
I'm looking at it now. I kind of like it. I'm just like, why have I never seen this anywhere? I mean, this one is a different case if it feels like there's a lot going on, but unlike the Buccaneers one, I don't know if it's to its favor. Because Buccaneers, I'm like, oh, they're pirates who play football. And then this one, I'm like, oh, the logo, they're, it's a meteor? No, it's a baseball. No, it's a Dragon Ball with like a T on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't know what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Like, I like the logo a lot, but I don't know what it's trying to be. And
I think it's supposed to be a shield with fire behind it.
Yeah, that's how I can understand. It's a white ring that symbolizes the sun, with 3 stars inside placed against a dark blue background and a large letter T that reminds a sword. There is also fire, which makes it look like a comet.
I thought you were going to say, it has a T on the logo, which stands for Titans.
Right.
But you can't just, like...
There's so... Like, to me, though, that's too much.
That is too much. Like, what symbol are you going for? The sword, the sun, a comet, the Dragon Ball? I don't...
I feel like they had 4 different people that were in charge of making this logo, and all of them had a different idea of where they wanted to do it, and then someone was just like, how about we do all of it? And they just put it all together in a logo. And again, I like the logo, but it is... I agree, it's just like... We don't know what it is either. It's just it's too much at the same time.
Yeah, it's weird because like you can have you can have different ideas come all together, but as long as it tells a unified idea, it works. And I think the Buccaneers, just because we just did it and because it's another one with a lot going on, but one that works, it like kind of the same idea of like, oh, everybody wanted to put in a little something and it kind of came together in a good way. Mm-hmm. The Tennessee Titans, it's like everybody had different ideas and threw it all on the logo guy, and the logo guy just had to compromise on everybody's ideas and just lost the story along the way. Like, but the thing is though, we can recognize like, oh, I like that cool concept for it. Like, right. I like the flames of it, or I like the sword T, or the stars. But it's when all of those cool things come together in a way where they don't necessarily fit perfectly, it like loops back around into confusing.
100%. I agree. What about you, Gabe?
Pretty much everything Walsh just said. Exact.
Yeah. What about letter grades for this?
C. I do have to mention, just so Gabe is interested, the actual like physical mascot is a raccoon.
His name is T-Rack.
T-Rack.
Mm-hmm.
Can you post him?
I'm gonna go B just because I do like it, but all the criticism is basically what brings it down. That I completely agree with.
Where's T-Rack?
I love him.
You know what? You know what? Here's an even better one of him being this giant monstrosity mascot eating a cheerleader.
Oh,
Jesus Christ!
I don't know, because you can even see a different logo on T-Rack's goddamn shirt that is a sword, like, going through a shield. I mean, I also would have thought it was a fucking Dragon Ball with how it's
stars in
laid
it.
out, yeah. But if I had to make a fictional universe with fictional football teams, like, this doesn't look like a real team. Like, that logo, this looks like a fake logo.
Right.
This looks like a VBBFL thing we put together.
Yeah.
Except we don't
Not
have
even
letters.
that. It feels like I am in an alternate universe. That is how I feel right now, because I feel like I've never seen this logo before. I feel like it has just come out of nowhere. I'm gonna put it in C tier, because it's weird. It's like all of these above average elements bring it back around to average for me.
Mm-hmm. And Gabe, what was yours again?
I'm also gonna say C.
Okay. C it is.
All right. And last up.
Gabe, what's your thoughts on the Washington football team logo?
At least it's not racist.
You're right. They
Yes.
moved away from that.
Yeah, yep. I love it. Major improvement.
Major improvement.
Good improvement.
I'll put it S tier.
What was it originally?
Don't say the word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the R words. It's not great.
You know what? Yeah, big improvement.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yep.
You know what? Deep down, I want their mascot to just be a fucking caricature of George Washington. Like, I want like big wooden teeth, and I want him. Yeah, I want the wig and everything.
I think that would be a good idea. Unfortunately, the Washington Nationals already have like Mount Rushmore as mascots.
What? They have Mount Rushmore as
the baseball team has the four presidents on Mount Rushmore as their mascot.
What the? Who? So when the mascot comes out, does he just have 4 heads?
No, it's the 4 different bodies. Like, they're the 4 presidents, but it's the 4 that are on Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Huh.
Baseball mascots are weird. The Brewers, they have a thing in Milwaukee. They have a thing where giant sausage people come out and do a race. And they're all dressed as different types of sausages.
I fucking love it.
I love that. That's embrace the weird, guys. Embrace the fucking weird in sports. Come on. It's ridiculous.
You know it's actually funny too with this logo? It already feels like it put in more work than some other logos, because at least it has a little swoosh at the top.
It's going, hey, oh, it just goes back and forth.
It was like, oh shit, we can't just put a W, and then they're like, no, swish.
Yeah. Now this is a temporary, supposedly a temporary thing, because they will have a new mascot by the next year, but I do kind of hope they stick with Washington football team, because they'll remind people how racist this organization was, and it's just generic as fuck, but like I kind of like, it's weird how generic it is, you know? Like, I think that adds to it. I'm gonna, but for real, just to look at logo, C. I'll put it C just to give them credit, maybe, for changing it, but that's about it.
I feel like that's just the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'll give them credit. They went up to D tier out of racist tier.
Right, there you go. Yeah.
Really like the colors for this team, but like, I don't know, just looking at the other things, like I like the Colts logo better than this. I even like the Cowboys logo better than this. This is W. I'm gonna say F.
Okay.
Actually, yeah. Can you put me in F? Just
Okay.
move me on down there, because it was still an improvement. They went from R tier to F tier.
Yes, that's true.
That was their improvement.
Yep. Gabe, same thing.
F.
All right. I agree with that.
Okay.
Washington. All right. So our final tier list. S tier, Ravens, Buccaneers. A tier, Panthers, Jaguars, Saints, Eagles. B tier, Cardinals, Broncos, Lions, Rams, Dolphins, Vikings, Patriots, Seahawks. C tier, Falcons, Texans, Raiders, Chargers, Jets, Steelers, Titans. I hate the Jets. That's still that high. D, Bills, Bears, Bengals, Cowboys, Colts, 49ers. F, Browns, Packers, Giants, Washington. And then the racist tier is Chiefs. So there you go.
Pretty good to me.
All right.
Now I know that people are busy, so if you guys have to go, you can, but we got a team to make.
So we do.
I am here for the team.
I got
Okay. You gotta go, Gabe. Okay.
You gotta go. All right. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us, Gabe.
Thank you, Gabe.
So this is our 8th and final VBBFL team. I am super stoked about this. We have to go west here because
yes,
we have 4 solid East Coast teams, and so
anything west of the Mississippi River will count.
Basically,
in my opinion,
basically,
we still have Mississippi itself, Ohio, South Carolina are both all there, but I would prefer to do something more west.
Well, right, we're splitting this east to west. All right, so now let us reveal this team. It is called Provo, Utah.
Ooh,
Provo.
That is a cool city name.
Yeah, I like it because it reminds me of Provolone. It is the home to BYU. There you go. That Mormon university.
Mormons.
It's all those damn Mormons. The Book of Mormon.
Just reading up on it. Provo, soon to become known as the Garden City because of its extensive fruit orchards, trees, and gardens. And then in the late 1860s, industrialization began with the creation of the Provo Woolen Mills.
Okay, so get some mills there.
Got a lot of plants, gardens.
I mean, I think the aesthetic of this town is gorgeous. I've always, whenever I watch a BYU game, they have, the beautiful mountains in the background. It's like, whoa. They're fucking insane. They're in the middle of the Rocky Mountains.
Okay, I'm gonna say no to naming this team the Mormons right away.
I'm with you. I 1000% with you. I agree with that.
See, now how do you feel about the Provolones?
I'm not against it.
Yeah.
I'm not against it.
I feel like we need to put some more thought into it.
But I hear you and I acknowledge it. I mean, holy shit! Some of the buildings are insane in this town, and again, the architect, the nature, the natural, the Bridal Veil Falls in Provo Canyon is fucking beautiful. And the whole landscape is just absolutely gorgeous. This would have been a Mountaineers, if they used it already. It is that level of just beautiful aesthetic. And even the shot in the main Wikipedia photo where the mountains are covered in snow, with the architecture of the town itself is just it's very it's just a very gorgeous area. So I don't know. I very much am looking at it from an aesthetic point of view. The Osmonds are from here.
Oh. Okay.
Steve Young is also from here. From
Nice.
from a football point of view.
Steve Young Mormon.
I'm guessing. I don't know. Like, I feel like a lot of people from BYU are more, but also I don't know if that's always the case. I follow someone from that is attending BYU that I don't think is a Mormon.
Tyson Apostle, Survivor legend, is from here.
Oh, Tyson, yes. There you go.
I know that he's Mormon.
There you go.
Imagine Dragons.
With the band Imagine Dragons is here.
The band Imagine Dragons.
The fucking Provo Radioactives.
If I may,
Yes.
I think it's a very mountainous, natural area, and I think taking inspiration from Imagine Dragons, how about like Dragon Mountains, the Dragon Mountains, or the Mountain Dragons.
Well, Mountain Dragon sounds good, but I would stay away a little bit from the use of the word mountains, just because we did Mountaineers
We had
last
Mountaineers
last year.
Okay.
So like, I mean, certainly like Rocky's thing is a big part of this town, like, or of the area. Like, since this is the Rocky Mountains, there's also a rock canyon within the town. So something along those lines could also fit. You could do the Provo rock bands as a little play on words. I know. I
don't like that.
just throw it out there. This is just a fun little thing. Trying to look at other things. There's trains, there's planes and automobiles. Let's see. I mean, what is the BYU mascot? I feel like I never knew
Cougar.
this. The Cougars, that's right. Okay. Every fucking team is a Cougar. Jesus Christ. It's another one.
What's name one other team that's a Cougar?
Oh God, I feel like I can't think of one. I swear Washington State, the Washington State Cougars, the Houston Cougars, like those are all college teams.
Yeah.
I was like, name another Cougar. Not sure. We're deep in research, deep in thinking.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's like the Utah has like a very distinct kind of feel to it.
Yeah, Mormons and mountains. That's it. Truly is.
Mormons and mountains.
Yeah.
Come to Utah.
Yeah, it's really
Mormons and mountains.
Truly Utah.
Hey, Matt, what was the band that we said was from here?
Imagine Dragons.
Imagine dragging these nuts across your face.
Fucking hell.
I fucking hate it.
Chris, what was... Wait. Oh, hold on a sec. Chris, what was that pirate game? What's the pirate game that you guys like to play?
See if these nuts can fit in your mouth. All right, I got it. The Provo Nutfellows. I mean, there's really not much else about this town. I feel like there is, like, again, what it sounds like is the Provolones. You got the mountain element that we could try to incorporate in it without saying mountain. There's the religious element that we've already sworn that we would not do. There's the...
So to me, like, the easy subject could be something like a dragon, if you want to go that route, and then you could take it where you want the canyon dragons, or you get the, I don't know, the holy dragons.
Right.
Okay. All right, I got something. I'm looking at I was looking at like wildlife around the area, and it says that, like, okay, things that are really common: wild deer and less frequently cougars and moose. So hence the the BYU Cougars.
The
being a
Provo,
thing.
the Provo Moose is what you're going for?
Well, I was thinking like do something weird to the moose, like the Provo Cyber Moose.
Cyber Moose. That's very. That is very Astral Gators like right
Yeah,
there.
well, that's the.
I don't mind it. I don't.
It's not
mind
as clever.
Yeah, I mean the dragon thing I think is a very specific element of
Hey, Chris.
Provo. Yes, what's up?
How about the motherboard moose?
I kind of fucking like it.
The Provo Motherboard Moose.
Is that there's no plural for moose, right? There's just
I think
Meese.
it's just moose.
it's just moose.
It's not meese.
It's moose. The mother moose.
All right, I'm gonna look up Utah
If you give a moose a cookie.
wildlife.
Oh, it's if you give a moose a muffin. That was it.
Right.
Oh, give him some muffin.
Mormon moose.
Okay, one thing that they did mention on this, if we want to go, okay, hear me out. If we want to go a mountain aesthetic with this team again, let me make sure that this is okay. There are these things called rock squirrels.
Oh?
Oh?
The Provo rock squirrels.
Rock squirrels. And when I started typing rock squirrel into Google, the first word was rock squirrel attack. So they are apparently dangerous. Oh yeah, here it is. Rock squirrels, the most dangerous animal in the Grand Canyon. They live in colonies and will work as a team. They've been known to lure in unsuspecting tourists and then attack them.
I'm down. I'm very down for that.
Amazing.
What do you think, Walsh?
I love it.
Okay.
I think it's great because rock squirrels are things that we can kind of do like a thing of them like being made of rock or something like a Pokemon.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm here for it. Let's do it. Provo rock squirrels is
All
how
right.
we're fucking ending this off. What are we thinking on the color front?
All right. 1 second.
Because for me, I do want a pink team. And what
Have we not had a pink team yet?
Not this season. No.
Not this season. So I feel like I want to do pink, but what works well with pink? Because we already have two teams that have black attached to them, so I don't necessarily want to do that.
We also already have a team that's primary color is white, and one that's primary color is gray.
Right.
So
a lot of the neutral colors are taken out, but...
Right. Well, I'll share the artist here.
Do you want to keep it like the kind of pinkish glow, make it like a pink and red-ish?
We already have two red teams.
Okay. We already have two variations of blue.
Yeah,
we already have a few oranges. We only have one green, but we did green already with that. In terms of green pink, we've done green.
We already
pink
did green pink. Yeah.
Is there any team so far with a brown?
The Nutfellows.
Yeah.
Have blue and tan.
Okay. Well, I was thinking much more of like a darker kind of brown and giving it a more like strawberry ice cream and chocolate ice cream kind of color.
I like it.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
Like a pink and chocolate.
Yeah.
Chocolate strawberry.
Pink and chocolate. Let's do it. I like the color. All right. And then for the location, the final location, I can't think of a better town to fit the vibe of Provo, or another game to fit the vibe of Provo, Utah. The religious town than Grand Theft Auto. So we're gonna live.
All right.
We're playing football in the world of Grand Theft Auto. So to recap, our 8 VBBFL teams.
Should we do it? let's do it by division. So our West Division.
Yeah, so the Western Division. The Ketchikan Cosmos. The, is it Brookings War Train is the other West team?
Yep, Brookings War Train.
Yeah, Brookings War Train. The Wauwatosa Fireflies and the Provo Rock Squirrels. And then
our East Division, we have the Naples Astral Gators, the Portsmouth Submarines, the Suffolk Nutfellows, and the Forest Hills Mothmen.
And the worlds in which these teams will be played in are the world of Fall Guys, Sonic the Hedgehog, Paper Mario, Overcooked, Danganronpa, The Legend of Zelda, Pokemon, and Grand Theft Auto.
This is weird.
Have you guys had any thoughts on some of the logo ideas I sent you so far?
Yeah, so I we could definitely talk about this on air, because just to give them an idea, a little peek behind the curtain in terms of our in terms of what we've discussed behind the scenes. I definitely am a fan of the Ketchikan Cosmos logo. It has it's kind of looks like Saturn with the K over it. I like that. Out of the two Astral Gators things that you sent, I think I like the alligator with the star eye the most.
Mm-hmm.
But I
need to find these again.
Yeah, it's in our
I'm trying to pull them back up and resend them.
It's in our text chain.
Yes. Yeah, alligator with a star eye is very strong.
Yeah. The submarine, I think that's still.
I just noticed.
I think I need to play with that one a little more.
Yeah.
Wait, what was it?
I just saw the sandwich.
I kind of like the sandwich, to be honest with you. I'm kind of with it, but we don't have to go in that direction. But yeah. I like it. And then the Brookings War Train. I think of the three that you sent, there's one that has horns sticking out of it. I kind of enjoy that the most. It looks, two of them look like they're coming out of the tunnel. The one with the horns has coming out of the tunnel. I like it. The Wauwatosa Fireflies is amazing.
That looks sick.
It's like a literal fly with wings, but it has fire kind of coming out of it.
We'll have to play with that one a little bit to make it look good on a logo.
Yeah,
or on a helmet.
Yeah. I'm gonna play with it.
Yeah, for sure. So
I don't know what to do for the Nutfellows.
The Nutfellows is wild.
Wait, can I describe to the
yes,
to the audience what I've done?
You got this. You're the artist.
So for some of these, it was just some sketch ideas. So I would draw 2 or 3 ideas, maybe only one for if the Fireflies one. I felt that one was strong enough that I could just stick with the one first idea. But I did one that was the. I guess more like the Virgin and Chad meme, but the ones that have been just the heads that are basically just more modern day Rage comics, but the one that's the supposed to be the tough guy looking with the profile who would be yes, except I gave him the monocle, put an S in the glass, and then also gave him a peanut head that was kind of inspired by the Peanut People from the Proud Family movie.
Yeah.
And then another one was in a circled logo surrounded by what we'll be saying the Suffolk Nutfellows is not only a reference, is depicting a football player falling through the sky reaching for a football. If I go with that one, maybe I'll add some stars in the background or something to show they're falling through the sky. But it is not only a reference to Mr. Peanut falling to his death, but it is also a Megamind reference as he's in the exact pose of when he's falling through the sky. And I also gave him a little monocle on the helmet. And then another one was just a man in a suit, and I wanted to put it at an angle so he's standing over you, he's in a position of power, and his head is just a peanut.
What do you think, Matt? I'm a fan of all three.
I don't know. I think that this is one that and I'm sorry to say this specifically, Walsh, you are going to have to draw a lot of ones for this until all the right pieces fall into place.
Yeah. I'll play with it.
I like the detail of a lot of these. I think the only thing though is that if the idea is to put them on a logo, on a helmet, I should say. I worry that that some of the logos will end up being lost. Not necessarily when we do the actual thing. Like we mainly use the logos, not so much the uniforms. But I do think about that element of it. Like how would this look like on a helmet? I think that out of the three, the one that would probably best fit on the helmet would be just the head with that's shaped like a nut. But I totally think that we could play in that space and kind of incorporate.
We'll see, because all of these are
three.
line sketches, and the thing with a lot of NFL logos is you're going to want to use like the more bold shapes and colors.
Mm-hmm.
So once that comes into play, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and then the last one was the Forest Hills Mothmen, and I think I do like the head with the two antenna. Yeah, I think that looks
That's
very
cool.
good.
I like the little bit of navy in there, even though white and red are kind of the main things. Having a little navy is
once I start playing more with the shapes, I think the white will be able to come through a lot more.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very into the concepts that you have brought to the table, my friend.
And now I get to play with the rock squirrels.
And then you got the
squirrel
then you got
made
the
of
rock
rocks.
squirrels. Love it. All right.
See, now do I take it in a direction where it is a squirrel made of rock, the squirrel is rocking out, or all of the above?
I mean,
whatever you can make that looks good.
Yeah, whatever. Like I want, but definitely play with it. Like I trust your creative judgment on it. You know, like I while we will like give like the final say of like what concepts we like. I want you to play with as many concepts as you feel like works for you. You know,
Sounds good.
I'm down for whatever. Yeah, I'm so excited. And then, now that all the teams are made, then we're getting draft time. We're gonna get draft time going.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to say is like I was just thinking about like a next season kind of thing.
Yes.
If at any point, if you want to start looking into, like, oh my goodness, now there's like these places that might not be real or might not have a population. Like, oh my God, it's this team for fucking Atlantis, or this team for the Bermuda Triangle, or this team
or
for
Flats,
Mars.
Nevada.
Yeah, Flats, Nevada, whatever you want to do, of just like fictional places, but places that might be fun to do. That's just, of course, an idea. And you don't have to do it. I think it is also really fun too for you to especially for you to be like, oh well, this or that, because I think a few days ago I was driving through New Jersey and I saw like a sign for Perth Amboy, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. It's your team.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel whenever any of our cities come up on the news. I see Escondido referenced a lot because it is like a rather large city in California.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh,
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, like it is that like I like the idea though. Like I think it would be fun to like do like a fictional town as a location, because we could really build up like the lore of those towns. But I've also enjoyed just doing like the research into different towns and kind of like learning about them and their aesthetic and stuff too. So we'll see. I'm down for whatever. I'm down to change up however this process is moving forward. You know, how many other ideas
maybe
come out to.
What if different seasons of VBBFL have like different themes like Survivor?
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking into like how we're going to incorporate like the locations of these like of the games and how we're going to incorporate that into the game itself. Like I'm very much looking forward to like figuring out those concepts and fleshing that out. I have so many ideas that we can definitely figure out as we get closer to kickoff in September.
Yeah. And maybe we can have another episode where we discuss the rules that were made for the game, and then maybe what we might want to switch around, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that might even be the next episode. I'm not entirely sure, but yes, I'm 100% in for that. To do something like that very soon. So we will have more VBBFL stuff as we now have completed our teams, and now
this is This is a solid fucking group of teams.
I'm very excited, and we're gonna start probably notifying people who may be interested in drafting their own teams.
Yeah.
We'll be getting that all together, and I'm super excited about it.
Gabe and Walsh have no choice; they have to draft. Kelsey and Anthony likely will. We'll see about the others.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll probably have a lot of the same people, but obviously there's people who might not make it, and that's totally fine. It's totally valid.
Yep.
But yeah, sounds good. Walsh, thank you so much again for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And thank you to Gabe for also joining us, even though he had to leave a bit early. And thank you for listening to this episode. And we will see you in 2 weeks.
Good night and good ball. Virtual Ball Boys has been brought to you by Team Chaos Productions. Find us on Twitter at Virtual Ball Boys and find more of our work at Team Chaos Pods.